Secret military developments have always given rise to a lot of speculation and theories in the aviation fan community. One such development was the TR-3B Black Manta, a military aircraft project that teeters on the edge of science fiction and conspiracy theories. But in today's video, we'll be trying to find out which side of the scale it leans more towards. For decades, there have been numerous reports of large, fast, black, triangular UFOs from around the world. But was what eyewitnesses encountered really of alien origin? Perhaps the best phrase that can describe the TR-3B aircraft on behalf of the U.S. authorities is, "We don't have that, but if we have to, we will use it." The TR-3B, also known by the codename Black Manta, is a top-secret American reconnaissance aircraft developed under the Black Project. However, before concentrating on what this plane was, we'd like to take you on a short excursion into the world of mysterious black triangles. Sightings of such triangles have been reported since the early 1980s, when several hundred people claimed to have seen a UFO over the Hudson River in New York. According to these people, V-shaped objects flew slowly, shining with multicolored lights. But in this story, many were rightly alarmed by the fact that the objects were tracked exactly to the local airport. Therefore, the subsequent statement by several pilots of ultralight aircraft that their aircraft were mistaken for a UFO slightly disappointed UFO experts. However, the fall of 1989 returned the mysterious triangles to the front pages of newspapers. After all, it was in November of 1989 that the Belgian wave of UFOs began. On November 29th, there were reports from at least 30 different groups of witnesses, including police, of a large, flat, triangular object with red lights below. But what surprised observers most of all was the complete absence of any noise. It was claimed that the object moved slowly across the sky without making a single sound. Skeptics, in turn, hastened to declare that, based on the descriptions of eyewitnesses, these mysterious objects could be ordinary helicopters. Well, the lack of noise could be caused by the noise of the engines in the witnesses' cars or by a strong wind blowing in their direction. It's funny that the Belgian wave became one of the few cases where the conclusions of UFO skeptics raised many more questions than those who saw them. In March of 1997, triangles appeared near Phoenix, Arizona, and were captured on video by both local and media outlets. The lights were grouped in a large V shape, and there were reports that one of the triangles, more than a mile wide, slowly floated over the houses, blocking part of the night sky. The U.S. Air Force, in its report on Phoenix lights, only stated local testing of flares launched from military aircraft. The next time a black triangle appeared over several cities in Illinois in 2000, the Federal Aviation Administration reported that several people confused it with an American blimp company advertising blimp operating in the area. However, this did not prevent the mysterious object from appearing not only on camera lenses, but also on a Discovery Channel special, several TV series, and even songs. Additionally, from 2004 to 2006, residents of Tinley Park in Oak Forest in Illinois again saw 3 red lights hovering around the perimeter of the floating triangle. And in 2008, residents of Texas reported mass sightings of triangles, which was also mentioned in the 2023 documentary Encounters on Netflix. So we at least agree on the form. The TR-3B definitely resembled a black triangle, reminiscent of the silhouette of the legendary B-2 Spirit bomber, but with a strange sphere in the center and lights around the edges. By the way, in 1991, journalists from Aviation Week and Popular Mechanics made a connection between Spirit and Black Manta, saying that the latter was developed by the same team. Aviation Week mentioned 2 prototypes, the TR-3A and TR-3B, about 42 feet long, 14 feet tall, and with a wingspan of 60 to 65 feet. This was said about the 3A since the 3B was described in many sources as a significantly larger aircraft with an insane wingspan of 600 to 800 feet, which is 4 times larger than the Boeing B-52 Stratofortress. The coating on the device was a radio-absorbing polymer capable of changing not only the degree of its reflectivity, but also its color. This, combined with the reconnaissance aircraft's advanced avionics, gave it the ability to appear on enemy radar as a miniature flying object not much larger than a modern photography drone. When talking about the characteristics mentioned in articles and snippets of information about the Black Manta project, the title theme of X-Files seems to just involuntarily start playing in one's head. Presumably, the American military has alien technologies, on the basis of which the TR-3A, TR-3B, and some other black projects were created using the principle of reverse engineering. The Black Manta engine is a completely different story. Unlike the TR-3A prototype with the familiar turbojet engine, its colleague, TR-3B, received an anti-gravity engine recovered from a crashed alien ship. Conventional thrusters were installed along the edges of the triangle, thanks to which the maximum speed of the TR-3B exceeded Mach 9. And that very strange sphere that was the core of the aircraft was called a ring accelerator, or magnetic field disruptor. In flight, it was filled with mercury-based plasma under a pressure of 250,000 atmospheres at a temperature of 150 degrees Kelvin, then accelerated to 50,000 revolutions per minute, creating a superconducting plasma. And this allowed the device to generate an anti-gravity field around itself, reducing its own weight by 90%. Yes, we are fully aware that this description not only contradicts the laws of physics, but also resembles the science fiction novels of the Golden Age. But you can't erase the words from the song, because many insiders and very authoritative magazines mention such properties of Black Manta. The clearest evidence of the U.S. Air Force's work on a completely new format for propulsion systems can be found in the patents. Of course, under the Invention Secrecy Act of 1951, the military has the right to keep many of its patents unavailable to the public. However, one example might be Lockheed Martin's patent for containerized cold fusion reactors capable of fitting even into the body of an F-16. This could well be described by someone as something extraterrestrial. Not to mention the patents of one Salvatore Cesar Pius, an American engineer and inventor in the field of aerospace technology, who was an analyst of Northrop Grumman's Advanced Concept, and a man whose research was sponsored by NASA. Judge for yourself. Pius was extremely interested in the physics of low gravity, and since 2015, he's filed patent applications for a plasma compression fusion device described in Popular Mechanics as a compact fusion reactor, an electromagnetic field generator designed primarily to deflect asteroids that threaten the Earth, a vessel using an inertial mass reduction device described as a device capable of engineering the fabric of our reality at the most fundamental level. The latter is especially interesting given the claims that the TR-3B has reduced its weight by 90%. What's even more interesting is that, to test the assumptions, Pius was allocated $508,000 over 3 years, from October 2016 to September 2019. As a result, working prototypes never saw the light of day, and most physicists criticized and questioned the Pius patents, saying that they had no scientific basis in reality. What confuses us most about this story is the publicity of patents. After all, you must admit their names and statements about a fundamental change in reality strongly contradict the desire of the military for information about such things to come to the attention of the general public and especially enemies. Although, judging by some statements, the TR-3B had already encountered enemies during the Gulf War, where the reconnaissance aircraft was used to provide laser target designation to Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk bombers using laser-guided bombs. Of all the information about the TR-3B, the strangest sounding thing is not even the mercury, plasma, and the like, but the statement that the U.S. Air Force has secret alien technologies, and they're allocating more than $5 billion to the development of adaptive turbofan engines for new stealth fighters. On the other hand, isn't this the best option to confuse the enemy and people like you and me? While somewhere in the depths of Area 51 there are dozens of futuristic devices collecting dust, waiting in different sections? What do you think? Is the Black Manta project real? After all, as we know, the truth is always somewhere nearby. Share your guesses in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more content like today's. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.